Lieutenant Commander Adam McCarthy. I'm currently serving at Air Station Kodiak. I'm flying C-130Js as a pilot. I've just transitioned to that aircraft from the C-130H aircraft. This past Sunday marked a historical day as our last C-130H departed from Kodiak en route to Barbers Point, and we are now currently fully transitioned to the C-130J aircraft. A little bit about my background is I started out enlisted, and I came here actually to Kodiak in 2004 as a brand new AET-3 out of A school. I was able to have the honor and pleasure of qualifying as a basic aircrew member on the C-130H and move up through the ranks, and I actually attained the position of radio operator and navigator, tactical system operator, basically every qualification that I could have got in my rate for the aircraft. And I fell in love with the plane and its capabilities and the missions that we did in this area, and I decided at that point that I wanted to continue on and learn how to fly that aircraft. I was fortunate to get picked up for OCS, and I was eventually picked up for flight school after many attempts. And I found out, to my surprise and my pleasant surprise at flight school, that I would be flying the C-130H aircraft. And I remember multiple cases where we would go out, and one time we actually found a vessel with 3 individuals on board, small boat that had been missing for 8 days when we found them, and they had survived for that long with only a few bottles of water and a small amount of food. And my navigator was able to pick them up on radar, and we flew over after multiple days of searching for them and found them. And the joy on their faces was surreal and just amazing to be able to vector in a Good Samaritan vessel and watch as those men climbed aboard that vessel, and knowing that there's 3 lives saved there that day and that they could go home and see their families who had been worrying about them. So that was it's just an amazing, rewarding mission. And the C-130 is so capable that it can do search and rescue, law enforcement, and also logistics, and many other of the Coast Guard's many missions that we do. From Coast Guard Air Station Barbers Point, I was fortunate to get transferred back here to Kodiak again, my first duty station in the H, and to see the C-130H to its final few flights here, to once again fly as an aircraft commander, and to do the missions in this challenging environment where the C-130 is tasked with flying along Aleutian Islands and all over Alaska and flying some of the worst conditions, the strongest crosswinds, the lowest ceilings, fog, ice, just to be able to taxi on an icy runway with an aircraft where you have absolutely no traction, no friction, and 0 braking application. To learn how to do that with this aircraft, it was an amazing thing to achieve. And now knowing the C-130J is taking over here and conducting those same missions and doing it in a way where we have more capability now, whereas the C-130J has the ability to fly faster, higher, and burn less fuel than the C-130H. The crew contingency is a little bit different, and so that takes some getting used to. But all in all, the aircraft is more capable, it's modernized compared to the H, and it's well suited to do the mission up here that it's tasked to do. So I look forward to continued C-130 presence in Alaska flying the new C-130J.